excited because I'm starving. Today we're making ginger pork chow mein. I found this recipe online. If you guys have been watching, I just made the Irish sausages out of ground pork, and I had, I think, about a little over a pound left over, so I wanted to find something fun and different to make with it, and I settled on an Asian noodle stir fry. Now, this recipe, as always, I'll have it linked in the description, by the way, but it has some ingredients in here that we don't exactly have, so we're making some substitutions, and we're also just leaving out the snap peas, and we don't have anything else to put in place of them, so we're just kind of eliminating the vegetable altogether. But if you hear a hissing sound right now, that's because I am heating up water on the stove so that we can cook our egg noodles. That's the first ingredient that we swapped out, by the way. They say to use yellow Chinese egg noodles, and I don't know what those are, and I don't even know if they sell those near us, so we have some Jewish egg noodles instead. Oh, I also should mention, I cooked my pork already. I was supposed to shoot this video yesterday, and I was too tired to. So the pork needed to get cooked, so I did cook that separately, and I have a clip of that I'll insert. So that's already cooked, it's in the fridge, and hopefully that'll make this even faster to prepare. So we're gonna cook our noodles, we're gonna mix up our sauce, and then we're gonna throw the sauce with the onions and I think the carrot into the wok, and then add in the pork, and then add in the noodles. So the first step that they want us to do is cook the noodles, which we are waiting on the water to boil, so we're good there. So now we're gonna combine our ingredients for the sauce. Just kidding, I forgot. We have to julienne the carrot, which sounds fancy, but it's really not. If you get this little tool, they sell it on Amazon. It's just, you just run it through like a rake and you get little carrot strips. So I will link this below, by the way, because I love this. But anyway, we're gonna use that to julienne the carrots, and we're gonna chop up our onion. Oh, and I should mention too, since I have more pork than the recipe calls for, I have done some math and I've increased the measurements. I basically did 1.5 times everything that they list here. So I'm gonna peel and julienne my carrots, and then I'm gonna chop up my onion, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and if I seem emotional, it's because I was cutting the onion, and sometimes when I cut it, it doesn't bother my eyes, and sometimes when I do it wrong, and it releases whatever it is that it releases and makes me tear up. I can't remember the rules. I did remove the root this time first, so maybe that was why. But anyway, wanted to show you guys really quickly. Got our chopped onion. How often do you chop up ingredients and then run your hands through them like it's hair? And then we got our shredded carrots. That little tool makes this so easy, and I'm not trying to like sell it to you, but I love it so much. It's just so easy to like get nice little crunchy carrot bits. Anyway, got our veggies ready. If you might hear that the water is just about to boil, so we'll be able to put in the noodles soon. So now we're gonna work on the sauce so that everything's ready to just kind of dump into the wok and cook it all together. And I'm so excited because I'm starving. Alright, so our water is boiling, and these need to cook for 7 to 9 minutes. We'll give them 8. Alright, so the clock is ticking. We've got 7.5 minutes now to work on our sauce. I want to combine soy sauce, oyster sauce, hoisin, rice vinegar, brown sugar, and water. Billy took off the label, but I'm pretty sure this is the soy sauce. It smells like soy sauce. Oopsie. An extra splash for good luck. Same amount of oyster sauce. I wonder if you're supposed to shake this. Let's see. I don't know. Well, it can't hurt. This has an interesting smell. And an interesting consistency. This is thick. Hoisin sauce, which they just call hoisin in this recipe, but you can see the bottle calls it hoisin sauce. We do our best here not to cross-contaminate our spices and sauces. And I'm gonna give this a shake too. This seems like it's thick. This is like the consistency, by the way, almost of that better than bouillon mix that we used, I think in the last video, in the gravy that I made. It's just like very thick and concentrated, but I like that because that means it's not like cut down with water. As you heard, the pasta finished cooking, so we gotta hurry up. Probably doesn't need a shake, but we'll just do it anyway. The rice vinegar, by the way, doesn't smell all that different from regular white vinegar to me, but I'm no expert, so if you're gonna substitute, maybe research the difference a little bit first. Whoop. Okay, then we want brown sugar and water. 1.5. We are using light brown sugar, by the way. We also have dark brown sugar, but it's super hard and clumpy, so I'm not gonna use it today. Okay, so the last ingredient we want is some water, and I'm gonna use filtered because it's only a couple of tablespoons. Now, they don't mention this, but I'm just gonna stir it up really quickly because some of those sauces were really thick and some of those ingredients were really thin, and also we have sugar in there. So I'm just gonna give it a good stir so that everything is kind of incorporated. All right, so now we want to head over to the stove and we want to start cooking the garlic, onion, and ginger. Now I'm substituting ginger powder because we don't have fresh ginger, and I will put a screenshot up of what I've read on the internet about substituting the powder for actual ginger. So we want to cook that for 2 to 3 minutes, then we're going to stir in our pork, which I should take out. And interestingly, they didn't mention the carrots yet. So we're going to do garlic, onion, ginger, pork, then we add the noodles and the sauce mixture. Man, it's like they forgot about the carrots. I don't know. I think I'm going to add the carrots in with the onions. That's what I'm going to do. They're already in the same bowl. So I'll see you at the stove. Okay guys, I have my wok here. Just giving it a quick wipe. There's like some dust in it. I've never used a wok before. Billy uses it all the time, but I not done it. So this will be a wild ride, but let's get started. And let's do medium-high heat. And we're gonna do a little splash of avocado oil. Oh my God, be careful, it can squirt out. Okay, that's probably good. So we're gonna do onion / carrots because the recipe just kind of forgot about them. And we'll add our ginger. I'm gonna do 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground ginger. I also added some ginger last night when I made the pork. I really like the taste of ginger. You kind of can't have too much, in my opinion. All right, and we are steaming. And I didn't forget the garlic. I just know that that can burn really easily, so I'm gonna let the onions cook a little bit more before I add the garlic in. Ooh, this smells good right now. Smell that ginger. I guess that's why they call it an aromatic. All right, I'm gonna give this a couple of minutes and then I'll check back with you when we're adding the garlic. Okay guys, it's been maybe 2 minutes. The onions are pretty soft. Some of them are still a little white, but I don't want the carrots to get super, super soft either. And I think the onions are mostly good. So I'm gonna start adding in the garlic and then we're gonna throw in the pork. Big ol' scoop. And a little more for good luck. All right, let's stir this up to distribute it. Ooh, that smells good. And now I'm gonna start dumping in the pork. Come on. Don't be shy. Ooh, that fat really stuck to the bottom of the bowl. I was not expecting that. I'm not afraid of a little pork fat. It does look gross though. All right, we're gonna let this melt down, as odd as that sounds, and warm up basically, because we don't have to cook the pork, but we wanna warm it up. I kind of want to add like some red chili flakes to this, but that wasn't in the recipe, and I just feel like I don't really know what to expect this to taste like, so I don't think I should be adding in things that it doesn't mention until I've at least had it once. This is the stuff I'm talking about. But we're not going to add that in today. Now, I didn't have a strainer when the pasta was done cooking. I just didn't plan ahead very well, and I had already thrown the lid into our sink, which has other dirty things in it, so I had to just kind of carefully pour as much of the water out of the pot as I could, and as you can imagine, there's a little bit of water left with the noodles. So when we're ready to add them, I'm going to have to scoop them in with this. All right, I think this is just about ready. This is a much larger meal than like the recipe would yield if we hadn't done, you know, extra pork and extra noodles. I'm sure it would be much easier to fit everything in the wok. I'm thinking about it now, and we're probably going to be pretty high once, oops, I just splashed meat. But it's probably going to be pretty full once I finish adding all the ingredients, but that's okay. We'll have leftovers and I'll be excited about that. All right, guys, I am going to say we're ready for our sauce mixture. So in that goes. Oh my God, that smells so good. If you're not excited about your dinner, then something needs to change. I was definitely not excited about my breakfast today because I was busy and I needed something quick and I didn't have anything in the fridge ready to go. So I just ate a plain bowl of oatmeal with a little bit of pumpkin spice and that sucked. I guess we'll stir that around, but it is noodle time, guys. There has got to be a better method of doing this. I have spaghetti arms and I can't lift up that pot. Guys, I feel like we don't have enough sauce here. There's like a lot of moisture, maybe from the noodles. I think this needs to kind of reduce a bit. Smells good, but it's not getting the color I wanted it to have because I think the sauce is being watered down a bit. We're just gonna keep stirring so it's evenly distributed and hopefully it tastes good. I can just tell looking at this, guys, I think it needs more sauces. We're gonna doctor this up a little bit. I'm gonna do a little extra splash of our oyster sauce. I gave the hoisin sauce a smell and I don't think that's the flavor we want extra of. And I'm gonna do a little tiny splash more soy sauce. Soy sauce is very salty and I don't want this to be full of sodium, but I also don't want it to be bland. So I am going to let that distribute and then we're gonna basically call this a day. Now I'm starting to see more of the color that I wanted. We wanna see that the noodles have some sauce and some flavor on them. Oh, I'm not in it.
Well, it smells good.
Oh, does it? Now, I thought you might want to be festive and use chopsticks.
Oh man, you're gonna see me fail on camera.
Oh, come on, you know you're good at them.
Ooh, it looks real hot.
It's very hot.
Can you see that on camera?
Well, you gotta tilt.
No, I mean the smoke.
It's steam, it's not smoke. We have achieved smoke in the past on this channel, but we didn't today. I'm quite pleased with myself.
Yeah, it's good.
Very hot,
Wow.
but I think it's good.
It's hot.
Now, if we had the sugar snap peas, it would add a nice crunch to this. It's a little bit like mush.
Yeah.
Everything is soft, except the carrots. They're a little crunchy, but they're not as crunchy as the snap peas would be. So just keep that in mind if you make this.
It's good. It's like, I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, but it reminds me of the chow mein, like instant chow mein.
It is chow mein.
Oh, it is? Okay. Like instant chow mein that I haven't had in years, but it's really tasty. It has like the same type of flavoring.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell him. I veered from the recipe a little bit because they have you make a sauce mixture, and as everybody just saw, it kind of disappeared very quickly.
Oh.
And I was like, you know, I can smell and I can see that if I serve this, we're both gonna be a little disappointed. So I added a splash of, I think it was the oyster sauce, guys, remind me, and an extra splash of soy sauce. I kind of went by smell because I thought I wanted to add more hoisin, and I sniffed that, and I was like, no, you don't need more of that.
Is there ginger in here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first bite I got was very gingery, but I haven't had that since. Maybe it was just a lot on that
I
bite.
did my best to start.
But I like it. It's very good. Although, as you can see, I'm struggling with the
You
chopsticks.
want a fork?
No.
So I pass?
Pass.
Yay. I was thinking, I don't know if this is overkill. It might give our audience more context if we gave these recipes a letter grade, like in school.
Okay. B?
I was thinking B.
Yeah.
B plus, but B.
I think it does need snap peas or green
Yes.
beans or something in here.
I was gonna add some
To mix it up.
scallions from our garden, and I forgot. But the recipe didn't say to add scallions. That's why I forgot.
It's good. It's really good. But I think a vegetable would help.
There's carrot and onion.
I know. No, there's carrot and onion. I don't know. I put like broccoli in it or something. But it's tasty.
No, I would like, I think snap peas would be nice. I think scallion would be nice. It's not too late. We could still do that. I do like this, though. It's not really healthy. The sauces have a lot of sodium, and there is a tiny bit of that brown sugar, so not the healthiest thing you could make, but tasty and good for a Friday night.
Yeah.
So
Easy recipe to use with ground pork.
relatively easy, yeah. Plus, we cook the pork in advance, which you guys can do, too. If you find that easier, maybe you think that's an extra step and you don't want to do that. But that's the thing with cooking. There's no right or wrong. So anyway, if you're still watching, thank you so much. I think I just spat, which is sorry. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Share this video with someone you love, and come back. Subscribe and hit the bell.